Okay guys, so this is going to be a lesson that involves using properties of logs. Now last lesson we used a few of them, but we didn't use them all. So from our previous lesson, the common properties of logarithms we gave to you. Make sure that when you're multiplying, you split up by addition. When you divide, you split up by subtraction. If there's an argument here that is raised to a power, we're going to drop that c in front. When the base and the argument match each other, it's equal to 1. A to the 0 power is equal to 1, so anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. And a number raised to a log power and the bases match, the log and the a term is going to cancel and you're just left with the argument. Okay, so we're going to evaluate the following expressions using properties of logs. Okay, 5 log 5 of 18, it's going to follow this last property, so those are going to end up canceling, so it's just 18. Anytime you have something raised to the exponent and it's with a log, we're going to drop it in front. So this becomes x minus 2 log 3 of 3. Okay, now whenever your base and your argument match each other, it goes to 1. So your answer is just x minus 2. Okay, anytime you have an exponent that's being raised, the argument's being raised to an exponent, we're going to drop it in front. Okay, and I told you to make sure you memorize natural log of e is equal to 1. Okay, we did that in the previous lesson. This is 3t. Okay, so if we want to go and write this up here, natural log of 1 is equal to 0. Natural log of e is equal to 1. Just so you don't have to keep working it out. Okay, e to the natural log of t squared power. What's going to happen here is the e and the natural log are going to work just like this because e and natural log are the same base, like that. So those are going to end up canceling one another, and this comes out to be t squared. Okay, log 5 of 1 over 25. So we're going to say 5 to what power gives you 1 over 25? Okay, so 5 to what power gives you 25? You're going to say to the 2 power. Now, since the 25 is on the bottom, x is equal to a negative 2. Okay, so this one gets a little bit tricky, so I need you to make sure you pay attention. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to take this 2, and I'm going to bring it up here. And I believe you have a few of these on your homework. So this is... So it's 4 log of 4, 6. And these are in the exponent log 4 of 9. Okay, so where do I get the 9 from? So if there's a number in front of the log, I can raise it up to the argument as an exponent. Now, what happens whenever we're adding exponents? Well, there's multiplication going on. So this is actually 4 log 4 of 6 times 4 log 4 of 9. So, following this property right here, this cancels and this cancels. So I get 9 times 6 is 54. Okay, so you're left with 6, you're left with the 9. Okay, so those get a little bit tricky. You're going to have to split them up, just like I did. If there's any numbers in front, you're going to bring it up to the argument. Okay, in the following section, we're going to be expanding. So remember, multiplication, we're going to be adding, and division, you're going to be subtracting. Okay, so there's multiplication going on right there. So we're going to say this is log 4, 5 plus log 4 x, like that. And if you want to put parentheses around this, you can. That's fine with me. Next one, there's division going on. So we're going to write it as subtraction. So natural log of 6 minus natural log of x. Okay, this one, you have an exponent going on right here. So we're going to put it in front. And we're just going to leave it like that. Nothing more to it. Now these are going to get more complicated, so let's make sure we do this correctly. Okay, so in this one, when you have fractions, if it's on the top of a fraction, it's always going to be positive. If it's on the bottom of a fraction, it's going to be subtraction, okay? So you need to make sure you remember that. How would I do this? I would square this out first. I would write this as log of 8x cubed over 25y squared. Okay, sometimes it's easier just to drop the exponent in front, but we're going to do it that way. We're going to square everything out first. Okay, so if it's on the top of the fraction, it's going to be positive. So log of 8 plus, let's see, 3 log of x. Okay, so where did I get the 3 from? So this would theoretically have been an x cubed. Okay, so I'm going to drop it in front like that. I'm not going to skip that step for right now. Sorry. We'll go back and do another step. Minus, since the 25 is on the bottom, it's minus log of 25. And then minus log of y squared. Okay, now we're going to go and we're going to take care of this. So we're going to take those and we're going to bring them in front. So we get log of 8 plus 3 log x minus log of 25 minus 2 log of y. Sorry, I forget that y'all haven't seen this before, so I get a little carried away sometimes. Okay, natural log of 3e. So there's multiplication going on. So this is going to be natural log of 3 plus natural log of e. Okay, we already know that natural log of e is 1. So this expression goes to natural log of 3 plus 1. Okay, so we have multiplication x and we have a square root. Okay, so this is going to be natural log of x plus natural log of square root of x squared plus 1. Now, what I would do here is, you can't do anything there. Since it's to the square root, we're going to rewrite it to the 1/2 power. And we're going to drop it in front. Okay, and you can't do anything with addition. You can only split up multiplication and division. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is going to be easier. See, like on this example up here, we distributed the power, so it was okay. This one's going to be easier to deal with doing the square root last. Okay. So anytime something's raised to a square root, it's going to be raised to the 1/2 power. So I'm just going to take a 1/2 power and I'm going to put it out in front. So log 3/2 plus log 3 of x squared, those are on top of the fraction, minus log 3 of y cubed. It's on the bottom of the fraction, so it's going to be negative. Now I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them in front, just like we did before. And that's my answer. Okay, now just FYI, you can't ever do anything to an argument, okay? So I wouldn't be able to take this 1/2 and multiply it by 2, 1/2, and you could multiply to a number in front if you wanted to. So if I wanted to write 1/2 log 3/2 plus 2/3, plus log 3 of x minus 3/2 log 3 of y, I could do that. But you can't ever mess with the argument. So that's why sometimes we write the argument in parentheses. So if you want to write parentheses around the 2, the x, and the y, you could if you wanted to. Okay. Next one. So there's multiplication going on, 5ab. So this is going to be log 2 of 5 plus log 2 of a plus log 2 of b. And another thing I need to make sure we make the point. These bases are subscripts, so they're written below, so you need to make sure you make that distinguishment. Next one, there's multiplication going on here, so we're going to split up by addition, so it's log 2 6 plus log 2 of x squared plus log 2 of y cubed. Now, we have the argument is being raised to a power, so we're going to drop it in front. I always like to circle it. Okay. That's my answer. Okay. We got division going on and we have multiplication going on. So if it's on the top of the fraction, it's going to be positive. If it's on the bottom of the fraction, it's going to be negative. So we've got log 3, 4 plus log 3 of a squared. And then if it's on the bottom of the fraction, it's going to be negative. So log 3b minus log 3 of c squared, like that. Now we're going to take these exponents and we're going to drop them in front like that. So we get log 3, 4 plus 2 log 3a minus log 3b minus 2 log 3 of c. Now, on the next part, no problems, we're going to go backwards. We're going to condense. So we're going to form one expression from this. Okay? So the first step, what I do whenever I'm doing condensing is I take the numbers. If there's any numbers in front, I'm going to bring it up to the argument. So this is log 5, 7 plus log 5 of x cubed. When there's addition, we're going to write it as multiplication. So this is log 5 of 7x cubed, like that. Okay? When I see subtraction, I'm going to write it as division. So this is going to be log 2 of x over 3. Okay? Next one. I see a 1/2 power in front and a 3 in front. So I'm going to bring it up to those powers like that. Okay, division we're going to write as, subtraction we're going to write as division. So this is log 6 of m to the 1/2 over n cubed. Okay. This 3 business going on, we're going to distribute to each one of those. So we're going to write this as log 2 of a cubed minus log 2 of b cubed. Okay, so that 3 is going to go to each term. Now there's subtraction going on, so we're going to write it as division. Like that. Okay, next one, we got a 3 in front here and a 2 in front there, so let's write those. Okay, so if it's a positive, it's going to be on the top of the fraction. If it's negative, it's going to be on the bottom of the fraction. So this becomes log 3 of 4m cubed over n squared. Like that. Okay. This one, log 2 48 minus 1/3 log 2 27. So I'm going to bring the 1/3 up there. So 27 raised to the 1/3 power is 3. Cube root of 27 is 3. So log 2 of 48 minus log 2 of 3. Okay, so subtraction we're going to write as division. So this is log 2 of 48 over 3. Now 48 divided by 3 is 16. Now this one we can simplify, okay? So 2 to what power gives you 16? Okay, we would say 2 to the x power is equal to 16. So this comes out to be 4. So on all the other ones, we really haven't had numbers to really deal with on this side. So you got to make sure you simplify as much as possible when you can. Okay, this one, everything's being raised to the 1/2 power, so that means it's all underneath the square root. So I'm going to put everything underneath the square root. If it's positive, it's going to be on the top of the fraction. If it's negative, it's going to be on the bottom of the fraction. So that's what that looks like. Okay. Subtraction, we write as division. Okay. Now, as soon as I see x squared minus 4, x squared minus a number, my head should go to, okay, I got to factor difference of squares. Okay? So this actually factors difference of squares. X plus 2, x minus 2, all over x plus 2. Your x plus 2's will cancel, and so we're left with natural log of x minus 2. So you have to use pretty much every single bit of knowledge that you have to do everything in this class. Okay, so it's all building upon what we've learned before. Okay, so 2 log 6x. So we're going to take that and bring that 2 up front, that, and 3. Okay, so this becomes log 6x. Now, 36 to the 1/2 power is 6. So we're going to write minus log 6 plus log 6 3. Okay, now log 6 is going to be 1 because when the base and the argument match, it goes to 1. Okay, so we're just going to kind of put that at the end because we can't combine logs in a number, so we're just going to tag it on the end. And whenever there is addition going on, we're multiplying. So it's log 6 of 3x minus 1. And that is our answer. So this has been using properties of logs to condense and expand expressions. Hopefully you found this video useful. Thanks, and have a good day.